What's up, guys? Pix here, bringing you another FUT Champion squad builder. And in goal, we have, once again, I believe I used him recently in another FUT Champion squad, but I have no problem using him again, because he is officially just hands down my favorite keeper on the entire game. As you see right there, a triple save, and I have just a bunch more saves to show you guys that I just don't see any other keeper making on this game. Farman is just ridiculous. I've used keepers like Handanovic, Buffon, Lloris, some of the highest rated keepers on the game. I haven't used the likes of De Gea or Courtois or Neuer, but I've used some top tier keepers, and they don't even come close to being as consistently incredible. The closest one probably being Lloris, but look at that save right there. I mean, that just sums it all up. What the fuck is wrong with Farman? The saves he makes just blow my mind. Love him so much. Any chance I have to use him, I will use him because he's just so amazing for me. Very reliable. He saved me and was probably one of the better players on this team, which I don't really acknowledge keepers for being one of the standout players on a team because I don't control them, so I can't really say that too much. But the saves Farman made, he's the star of this team pretty much. And the two center backs, we have Naldo and Thiago Silva. Thiago Silva is just a fantastic center back. He's one of the best in the game. Honestly, all my favorite center backs are Brazilian. David Luiz, Thiago Silva, Miranda, Naldo. They're all incredible. And Thiago Silva is definitely a top of that list there, with his amazing defending, of course, range of tackling and interceptions, pace, ball control, passing as well. Very good range of passing. And overall, I can't really fault Thiago Silva. He's incredible. And Naldo as well. He's an absolute tree, 6'6", with good pace. He's got a cannon of a right foot on him. If you do want to let it rip with that right foot, you definitely can. I did score a goal with his right foot, as you saw there, although it wasn't really a long shot, but he has the potential to score goals for you with his head or with that right foot. He's an aerial threat, of course. Being that tall, you're going to be an aerial threat by default, and his overall range of tackling, because of his height as well, he can just stick his legs out from anywhere and sweep the ball up. He's awesome. And the SBC Kurzawa is just one of my favorite left backs, I think, overall. I mean, he's just so complete. He has a bit of everything. His sprint speed is very good. He has nice dribbling and ball control, awesome tackling abilities. He's physical, he's aggressive. He has some nice passing on him. He probably played the best through ball and got the best assist I've gotten on FIFA 17 or in any FIFA. One of the most important through balls I've ever had a player play for me. You will see it later on, and I'll point it out when that one is coming up. But he's an awesome left back, one of my favorites for sure. And Florenzi, one of the more complete players on this entire game, and he doesn't really fault in any area. I mean, he's fast, he's great going forward with his dribbling. He can score you goals, he can get you assists, he has some nice range of passing, and his defending is more than good enough. I think overall Florenzi, he's kind of a perfect fullback. The only thing I could say I would prefer if he was a bit stronger, I guess, but that's pretty much it. And then we have Fernandinho as the center defensive mid of the team, and I absolutely love him. He is so good. Very underrated player on this game. I don't really come up against him as much as I think I should in BPL teams. People usually go for the likes of Conte or Matic over this guy, but I think as a CDM, he is so good that I feel like people should give him a bit better chance. His interceptions are awesome. His overall tackling was fantastic. He honestly shut down the midfield so well. He's not very tall, but he has the aggression, so he does get to more headers than you would expect. And he also has some nice passing. His through balls are very precise. Short passing is very good, and his dribbling and ball control overall, honestly, Fernandinho is a awesome CDM overall. He definitely surprised me. I didn't think he'd be so good because of his height, but as a central CDM, he was great. And Mauricio, the chemistry whore of the team, weakest link of the team by far. He didn't really do too much. He did score me a few goals, but all the goals that he did score me were in the practice games I played in seasons. Once I brought him into FUT Champions, he was decent. Can't really fault him in too many areas. I mean, he's an overall consistent player. He does a bit of everything, but he doesn't really do anything well whatsoever. And then we have Nainggolan, one of my favorite midfielders on the game. You just really can't fault him. You just can't. He has interceptions. His tackling is awesome. He's very aggressive. His acceleration is awesome. He can dribble. He can pass. He can do everything. Nainggolan is just the most complete midfielder, I think, on the entire game. The only one contesting him for that is Vidal. Other than that, Nainggolan, one of the most complete players in the entire game, and he is welcome in any team I can possibly put him in. And then the center attacking mid, we have De Bruyne, who is definitely a contender for my favorite center attacking mid on the entire game. I mean, the only real contestants there being Ben Arfa and James Rodriguez, but there's something about De Bruyne that I just absolutely love. I mean, if you look at his card, it's not really not that special, so I was sort of reluctant to spend over 100,000 coins on that card, but I was so happy with what I got. I bought him with a Hunter card on him. It didn't really affect his pace too much, so I can't really speak too much on that. I mean, he has decent pace, more than enough pace for a cam in my opinion, so there were times when he was able to get to those through balls. Also down to his strength as well. He's not a pushover whatsoever. He does have some very decent strength on him. I believe it's like the mid 70s, which is more than enough. Like he feels heavy on the ball with his dribbling, but in a good way, to where he just doesn't give up the ball too easily, and his dribbling definitely helps out with that. He's a very nice dribbler, crisp dribbler. His ball control is very nice. He has a nice touch on him, and once he hits that sprint speed, I found out that he was kind of tough to take off the ball when he was running through like the gaps you find at the back. Just find that gap, run through with him, and he's very hard to stop. I noticed overall ability with his shooting was awesome. He's a very good goal scorer. Inside the box, he can finish very well with both feet. He doesn't have a 5-star weak foot anymore, but I didn't really notice that, honestly, until I sold the team. I thought that he had a 5-star weak foot the entire time, because I felt like it, honestly, he could score equally as good with his right and left foot. At least that's what I noticed. But now that I look at the goals, he does score a lot more goals with that right foot. He does favor it, honestly. So definitely try and put it on that right foot, because if you do hit it from range inside the box, it doesn't really matter where you shoot from. It's going to go in the back of the net. He's an awesome finisher, awesome long shot taker. He's a good set piece taker as well. So you definitely have that with De Bruyne on your team. His passing abilities, he is one of the better playmakers I have used on the entire game. With his dribbling and his strength, he can hold up play very well to allow other players to run on through. He did that extremely well. And his passing, overall range of his passing, he can cross the ball, which I didn't really get to test out too much, as he is a cam, of course. But his short passing, and especially his long passing, man, he got so many assists, so many goals. He is just one of the more complete center attacking mids you can get on FIFA 17, and I think he's worth the coins. Honestly, you're paying for quality, and quality is what you get with De Bruyne. Fantastic card. And then the two strikers, we have our team of the group stages, Giuliano, and we have Romelu Lukaku. And Lukaku is a very solid striker. He played a good support role to Giuliano with his strength and holding up play, allowing Giuliano to run through. And he also, I mean, of course, if you get him in front of goal, he's going to bang them in. As you saw right there, he can bang them from range. Inside the box, he's a very good finisher. But I do find that he is a better solo striker than he is a striker partner. But of course, when you're using a formation like this, you shouldn't expect both your strikers to get more goals than games played. Because, you know, you do have three main goal scorers right here. De Bruyne, Giuliano, and Lukaku, who all got over 20 goals, which is, in my opinion, very impressive. And Lukaku just did a really good job. You know, he's the same Lukaku as I used before. He's quick. Once he hits that sprint speed, very few players can knock him off the ball. He's extremely strong. Get him in front of goal, he's going to finish 9 times out of 10 on that left foot. His right foot is okay, but obviously he does want to favor that left foot, because I do think he's like a 3-star weak foot, does he? I don't know, I might be confused, but I think he might have a 3-star weak foot. I did notice his right foot was a little bit unreliable at times, despite the fact that you just saw him finish with his right foot there. He has a decent finesse shot as well, which surprised me from distance. Don't be afraid to finesse it with him. If you don't want to power it, if you sort of get it on that angle, don't be afraid to finesse it with him. It definitely surprised me. Usually a player like Lukaku, I don't expect to be able to finesse it the way he does, but he has a really nice finesse shot. And that was the ball I was talking about with Kurzawa, where he played that very important ball to get me the lead there, and that was the game I think that got me to gold, and where I just wanted to stop playing, because I was so annoyed with FUT Champions at that point. I just wanted to stop playing. I had to win that game, and Lukaku finished it, and Kurzawa played just the inch perfect pass that I just did not expect at all. And I thought Lukaku was a good striker. And team of this group stage is Giuliano, was one of the better players in this team. If I'm going to talk about the top 3 players in the team, it's definitely Farman, De Bruyne, and team of the group stage is Giuliano, and then the next one would be an Angolan. But Giuliano was just awesome. He's such a great playmaker as well as a great goal scorer. He's equally as great at setting up chances as he is at scoring chances. He just is one of the more complete forwards, more well-rounded forwards I've used, and I do consider him as like a top striker on this game. He's just so much fun to use overall. Like the fun factor is what puts him up there for me. He does have some inconsistencies about him. Like there are times where his finishing is a little bit of a letdown, sometimes here and there. His pace is a little inconsistent at times. He does get caught up a little easier than I would expect a player with his pace to get caught up, and his strength as well. I mean, he has a very good strength stat in game. I think he has like a 76 strength or something like that, and there are times where you feel it, but there are times where he gets bodied off the ball a little too easily for my liking. But other than that, man, most of the time his pace is more than enough. He's strong enough to hold up play. Combined with his ball control and his dribbling, having strength like that is very nice. He's extremely agile. He has really great balance. So when he's being muscled off the ball, it does take quite a bit to knock him off the ball most of the time. But like I said, a little inconsistent at times with his strength. I'd say he finishes like 70-80% of the chances that I get with him. Especially if you get on that right foot, just power it. Just power it home. Don't even worry about finessing it. Even though he did score me a couple of decent finesse shots, I did notice that he didn't really have the curve required to score finesse shots consistently, like players like Dybala and I guess Griezmann and players like that. His curve didn't seem to be very great. He would miss the target quite often with distant finesse shots, so I would say just power it home with him because his shots are extremely powerful. I'd recommend finessing it like when you're in front of goal, but outside the box, like despite scoring a finesse shot right there from outside the box, I would recommend taking power shots more often, because even though you did see, like, I believe 2 decent finesse shots from range, if you consider how many I attempted with them, yeah, it's not a very good ratio, not a very good conversion ratio, to be honest. So yeah, definitely go for the power shots over the finesse shots with Giuliano from range. His overall passing, awesome. He's such a great passer. He has 80s in all of the necessary passing stats: long passing, short passing, crossing, and vision, I believe, too. And it shows in game because this man can set up a play like nobody's business, like with his dribbling to open up the space, and then he's so great at playing that final ball through. I just love Giuliano, and overall this team was very fun to use in FUT Champions overall, guys. I would definitely recommend picking up if you have the coins for it. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching, and have a nice day.